Good afternoon and welcome to the NOSWEAT Podcast. Today we have the Twizza Super School. Good afternoon and welcome to the NOSWEAT Podcast. Today we have the Twizza Super School Series Special Edition, and I have two power guest women with me in the house today. We'll start off with, on my left, we have Coach Charmaine Du Toit. Welcome, and how are you doing?
We're good, thank you very much. It's so lovely to be here, thanks.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your day. I know it's really busy. I know you guys are preparing for a massive season and a massive Twizza final coming up, but you made time and you're here with us today.
Yeah, great, but it's such an opportunity to be here and just to have a chat and give you a little bit more about our school and our preparations and things like that. So, yeah, thanks.
It's good to have you, and we're going to get into your school very soon. And on my right, we have a special superstar, only 15 years old, but gracing the track with such poise and such presence. Welcome, Izandri. How are you doing?
Good, and you?
I'm very well, thank you. Did you sleep well last night?
Yes, thanks.
Why did you sleep so well last night?
I think it's about my massive PVI break last night. Well, and the day I ran it.
That's amazing. So, for those of you who never watched, Izandri ran a massive PB last night on the 800 meters, clocking 2:11, right?
Yes.
Did you celebrate?
No.
Why haven't you celebrated yet?
I should have learned.
Yeah. You have to watch the
Study.
Cobra, right? You have to
Yes.
watch. But also welcome to your mom. Your mom is here with us in studio today. Thank you for bringing Izandri to our Backtrack podcast. So Charmaine, tell us, you are the coach at Montana Word School, but you're also a coach privately, at the Tuks University. What inspired you to become a coach?
I just think it's the love for the sport as well. And, I started competing also on a sort of a high level from high school days back when I was in KZN and things like that. And it went well. I originally had a coach. My dad took me off to a coach who said to him the same evening, she'll never make it. She just doesn't have it.
Wow.
And I think that's always sort of driven me as well to participate and to do well and to encourage others as well. There's no such thing. I don't believe in telling anybody you'll never make it. It's just hard work and things like that. But I think generally just the love for the sport and obviously, sort of coaching people and athletes who are very close to me and sort of seeing their development and things like that. And it's lovely. And I think I started with the primary schools and that. I just love working with the kids. And they're just so enthusiastic and they just learn so much quicker in that. So it makes your job a lot easier. So, yeah.
Compared to the seniors, right?
Oh, geez, they're
very stubborn.
Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned something, very profound there. You said that a coach said to you, you'll never make it. And it's so important, to have that structure around you, from your coach to your parents who always motivate you and always inspire you to want to be better. And Izandri, it seems like you've got a very good support structure in your family and all of that. Tell us, who motivates you?
I think it's my coach and my parents because they support me through everything I do.
That's amazing.
Yes.
And, obviously, maybe you grew up watching athletics on TV. Do you have a role model that you follow?
Carmi Prinsloo, she was, I think 2 years back, she was also in our school. She's now in America. She's such a big role model for me. I learned so much about her and she made me like a better athlete that I can be.
That's amazing. And I hope you're going to learn from her and you're going to become role models for other young girls, right? So we both know Twizza Super School Series Final is around the corner. 19th of February at the Ramsar Stadium. I'm super excited. Are you guys super excited?
We're super scared. Just say that, yeah.
Why are you scared?
No, I think it's, you have expectations and things like that. And I think when a coach says they're scared, I don't think we're scared. I think we're so proud to have made finals again. And we've been Montana's been part of Twizza from the first year that it started. And I think just to say we've made finals is a great present, prestige for us as well. And And I think it's just that sometimes as a coach, you're trying to put your best out there for athletes and things like that. So when I say we're pretty scared, I think it's also a little bit of disappointment. So if your athletes don't perform, you take the disappointment with them. But then again, on the other hand, when they perform well, you take that with them as well.
Yeah.
So I think it's just for, there are athletes on the day that they don't have a good day.
Yeah.
And it's just that you don't look forward to sharing that disappointment. But whatever happens, they're there, they've made a final, it's amazing. And the whole vibe about it is just really great. So we're so happy to be a part of it again.
I think it's it's part of the game. You win some, you lose some, but it's all about giving your best on the day, and I think that is what is important. And like you said, the Twizza Super School Series is about finding the fastest and the best school in South Africa for track and field, and to be part of that top 15 final is already an achievement. I mean, how many schools do we have in South Africa? So it's a massive achievement. Izandri, what events will you be racing in at the Twizza School Champs?
I think I will be participating in the 1,500 and 800.
1,500 and 800.
Yes.
Are we looking to better that PB?
I hope I can run 2:10, 2:09. Yes.
I mean, the preparation is going well so far.
Yes.
Hitting your PB last night, 2:11. What do you and your coach have planned for preparation before the finals?
I don't think we have planned something before it. Yes.
Just gonna go with the flow, follow what the coach says, listen to the coach, and race.
Yes.
Charmaine, as a coach for Montana, I know it's very difficult. Like if we look at an athlete like Izandri, where she performs at a league level, she performs at a school level, she performs at a club level, and a national level moving on further. How do you manage that workload between school and private coaching?
Well, I think the big and the most important thing is you have to juggle not just their time and your time and things like that. But I think the emphasis is on, from a school level, you don't want to burn them out. When they finish matric, you want to see them in a senior level and things like that. And I think that's where a lot of the children you see or the athletes you see hit matric, a year later you don't see them. So I think it's just, I wouldn't say bad preparation from coaches' sides, but I think, a lot of coaches like to work with the athletes up till high school, and when they finish, well, then it's there you go. But you need to learn to take an athlete a little bit further, even if it means holding back in high school, because sometimes they're running these amazing times and PBs and things like that at under 18 or under 19, and then they just vanish because they can't go any faster or further and anything else like that. So that is all like I would say, type of a management, not a time management, but it's a type of a management system that you need to have. Realizing that high school athletes they're still children. And when they get to seniors, okay, then we can start doing things and changing things and stuff like that. But from a management side as well, I wouldn't put athletes, I don't put them out. I don't believe in a 7-day-a-week program and things like that. You've got to learn your recovery. You've got to learn how to bounce back and things like that. So that all goes under management and how you're managing athletes and that.
Definitely. I think it's so important what you said there, that we have to remember that high school kids are still kids, and they need to enjoy their sport and find it doesn't have to be that strict. They need to still have fun and love for the sport, and that's why I said I hope that you had a burger last night after your victory. Izandri, ek gaan probeer 'n bietjie Afrikaans met jou praat. Hoor. Wat geniet jy die meeste van die Twizza Super School Series kompetisie?
Ek dink soos die meeste wat ek geniet van dit is net soos die vibe van dit, want soos jy sien baie ander mense en soos jy druk jouself baie daarso en soos dit is net soos 'n baie lekker soos tyd om daar te wees.
I think it's also very special because we're going to have a massive atmosphere again. We're going to have a full stadium, people watching everybody compete. We're going to have entertainment. There's a lot of prizes for the kids. I know back in the day we never had such platforms in our primary school or high school career. We never had platforms which allowed us to experience what the senior athletes experience. How important do you think this is for our youngsters, coming into their senior career?
Yeah, it's actually amazing. It's really, really important. And I think having this as an opportunity, you have all your top athletes together. And I think the live streaming is even more of a platform and a awareness for those who haven't made it. You have a lot of guys who unfortunately haven't made our Twizza team. We only have so many that we can put in a team and things like that. But they're allowed to sit at home and watch us. And we say to them, you know what, next year there's opportunities next year. I know even on other opportunities you have, like with your Backtrack races, where you're actually bringing in special events at high schools, like you're having tomorrow and things like that. those athletes who obviously still high school, they haven't had the opportunity to go and run a race where they're an invitational race and something, but they get to see this, and it's something like, we want that, and that's what we want to do one day. And they aim for that and they strive for that, and in a year or two you guys are there as well. So I think it's, people are very unaware of how much and how far you can go, what is out there.
Definitely.
Everybody, not everybody can be a Bolt and go to Olympics and blah blah blah. But they by getting the opportunity here, and it's amazing. It's just an eye opener what they can see and things like that.
Definitely, I believe that it just gives them that motivation to keep working to become that professional athlete that they really want to be. And
like you say, sorry, you have grade 8s. You were talking about Izandri being a role model for somebody one day. I'm sure she's already a role model for a lot of children, maybe her own age, but even ones who are younger who look up to her. So, they see her race, and it's like, wow, that's, if she can do it, we can do it.
Yeah.
And it's that type of concept. Yeah.
Definitely. Izandri, tell us, what do you want to achieve in your track and field career later on in the future? What are you hoping to achieve? What do you dream to achieve? Where do you want to see yourself?
I really want to see myself competing at Worlds, maybe one day at the Olympics, but just to compete against other people to see how I would do against them.
I mean, I do know, and this is my next question, that South Africa has a prestigious unit of youth and junior athletes. We do really well if we look at World Juniors, World Youth Championships, Africa Juniors, Africa Champs. We look at our record at in Kenya, Nairobi, last year at the World Juniors, where we brought medals, even from pole vault, and other events. And I think that is just so amazing, the talent, the pool of talent that we have in South Africa at such a young age. Charmaine, Coach Charmaine, I'm so happy you're here today, because I've been asking a lot of male coaches this question, and I haven't had the opportunity to speak to a female coach yet. What do you think, especially on the female side of track and field in South Africa, what do you think we are missing in terms of that progression and development from a high school level into, a university level, especially now because we see, such events and platforms like the Twizza Super School Series being a great platform to elevate our youngsters. So what are we lacking thereafter?
Women are just very different to men athletes. Yesterday it was just weird that myself and another female coach were talking on the track, and a lot of the girls are not focused. They get through matric, and then they have all these wonderful plans and things like that, and then what happens? In walks the boyfriend or the husband or the fiance, whatever. And I think a lot of their times, unless they are totally 100% committed to athletics, it really sounds terrible, but I mean, I've coached for so many years and I see this, that they're interesting to wander off. A lot of them, besides that they want to go in university or SWAT and things like that, I think their interest is not totally based on what their goals were, in school. We want to go to Worlds, we want to go to Olympics and things like that.
Yeah.
So a lot, they start thinking about other stuff. And yes, a lot of them actually leave and start families and things early, which is, I understand that's great, but here, it's, finish, follow your goal, follow your dream and do that first. Then when it comes to development and that, I know they talk a lot about you need to focus more on female development and so on. Sometimes I actually don't totally agree to that, because our females get a lot of opportunities, and I'm not really sure about, outside of the sort of other household and things like that. But I mean, the opportunities are there. Now, I take it from a high school point of view. I always say to my girls, and it's just something I've been coaching for so many years, and it happens regularly. When the girls go from under 16 to 17, they don't want to run anymore. It's just, be it we want to play netball or whatever, or they just have other interests. To them, sport is not like, when they were younger, it was fun to do and it was good to be competitive. As they get older, it's like and I'm not saying everybody, it's a general trend that we've picked up in high schools. Girls sort of seem to back away from sports. We don't know why. We don't know if they, it's just, their focus is on just something else or somebody else, we're not sure. But that is just a general trend that we seem to find. But at the same time, yes, you have your handful and that are really focused, and they want to live out their dream and fulfill the dream before they carry on with the rest of the life.
Yeah, I think that's why it's so important that we have such platforms where we can share stories, and I think it's very good to show other girls Izandri's age that, look, this is what Izandri is achieving, you know. She's making it to certain places, she's doing certain things, and it's possible for everybody to do it. It can be done. That is the major message over here. Izandri, do you play any other sport?
I do cross country also, but I also did hockey, but I stopped with hockey because to focus more on my athletics.
That's good. That's your love, right? That's your passion. So at your age, at 15 years old, I think it's very good to find that focus point. But obviously before then, like, you know, dwell and explore and experience different things. So that's a good thing. What is your favorite event on track?
At the moment it's 1,500 because I just enjoyed the race. Yes.
You enjoy the race?
I enjoy the race very much.
And in South Africa, if you look at the senior athletes that run your distances, you know, who would you really like to race?
It's very hard.
The big dog, Casta Semenya.
Yes.
Not her. It will be too tough.
It's very too tough.
No. You can take her on. Casta, I think Izandri can give you a run for your money. No, that's good. And what do you think in what, you know, with the various schools that's competing at the Twizza finals? What do you think your guys' chances as Montana Water School? What do you think it is? I mean, we need to chase. There's massive schools running like Menlo and Prestige College, you know, Waterkloof, all these schools. What do you think you guys can do against them?
You know what, I think, like I said to you earlier on, we have our, you know, when we compete in our top 10s and top 15s and things like that, our team is really, really strong. Yeah. Unfortunately, we're not like many of the other schools for all in our league, our A bond and things like that. We battle on the depth in the, you know, be it our 3s and 4s. Not saying our 3s and 4s are not strong, but a lot of the other schools have got enough athletes to make an A, B, C team and things like that. You know, we sort of get along on a team or one team and things like that. You know, so for us, I would say with all those schools, if we could finish in, let's just say, top 15 in that, I think we'd be totally. That's great. That is something we've achieved and well done. And I know COVID has hit everybody and all the schools and things like that. So it'll just be like a total pat on the shoulder for all of them who've actually come out, because we had guys during COVID. Obviously, there's a lot of athletes who haven't trained and that, but we've had these certain amount of athletes who have pushed through. Doesn't matter what, they've had COVID themselves, stayed off for a couple of weeks and come back. So for them, us as coaches, you know what, you take the well done and that's it. We are more concerned, it's about them. We just want to see them, are they happy, we happy. And it's not a I'm just putting it out there just to say it and make me sound like a nice person. It's not. We're just so hoping that they do well. Obviously it's good for the school as well, but for these guys, it's like, it's amazing. You know, all the effort and the hours they've put in, if we could come in that top 15, I hope the headmaster's listening, that he give us the day off or something like that. But
Headmaster out there, we need some kind of reward because they have made it to the Twizza Super School Series final and they're going there to compete against these massive schools, and I'm sure that you guys are going to give your absolute best, right?
Yes.
Right? Coach Charmaine, we do know that, you know, your daughter is a phenomenal female South African athlete as well, Salem Builds. And how does it feel? Or, you know, I could never imagine my mom coaching me. I think I would go absolutely off my head if my mom had to coach me. How do you manage that relationship?
Sure. You have your ups and downs, really. So if someone comes out there and says it's pure great sailing, it's not. So I think when we first started, we'd fight a lot on the track. You know, she would shout and burst into tears, and then I'd give it back to her and things like that. But I think also, you know, she'd try her luck because I'm the mom. So we sort of sat down without putting down rules. We said, okay, well, we'll keep athletics to the track. At home, I'll be the mom. But that doesn't work. So, I mean, we talk the whole time. My husband's also, it's like, geez, all you two talk about athletics and stuff like that. And but it does. It's part of, that's our life and things like that. I think also as a mom coach, I'll be honest, I think I'm a lot more strict on her, maybe because I hope and I expect more from her, and I know she can. So I know when she's taking chances and things like that. You get more frustrated. A coach gets frustrated, and if any of the athletes get injured, but I think, you know, if your own gets injured, it's like, you know, it's just frustrating. You just can't do anything to help them. But it works well. You know, there's times where I hope she's listening to this as well, is where, she sometimes doesn't listen, and then, yes, query the program, that's what I'm there. I could be any other coach, ask why are we doing this, and if you don't understand, and if you're not happy. But these days I'll have to say to her, listen, I'm sending you off to that coach or this coach or whatever, and then she's quiet, then she's humble again, and so we go on. But it's, it's actually, it's my life. And I think I put it, when I said I do it for the love of it, it's also I do it for the love of it because it's my daughter. And, you want to be a part of that and things like that. So there's a lot of times where, she goes overseas and I can't be there and stuff. But, believe me, I'm sitting in front of that TV and an hour before my stomach's already doing circles and stuff.
Keeping tabs on it,
Yeah, but you're so proud. It's something that I'll always be grateful for.
Definitely.
And we're so blessed and things like that to have that opportunity. So
definitely,
I
think it's very, very special to see a mom and daughter track duo. And I hope and I wish you guys all the best for the very busy 2022 season. But we'll get to that in a second. Izandri, does your mom ever coach you or your dad?
No.
Never. Do you ever imagine them coaching you?
When I was, I think, grade 7 or 6, my dad actually coached me, but it was not actually like training. I did like 2 laps and then I'm done.
That was a nice training.
It was a nice training.
Yes, Dad, come back. I just have to do 2 laps.
Yes.
And do your parents get really, really nervous when you're racing?
Very.
Very nervous. They're like standing at the side screaming and they can't handle it anymore.
Yes.
Do you get nervous?
Very nervous. Like, if we're in the bus, I'm like very stressed. Like.
And what do you do to calm yourself down?
I just imagine like how I'm gonna race, like what I'm gonna do, and then just be not stressed.
Do you listen to any music? Any favorite songs? You're still very chilled.
Very chilled.
I wish I was 15 again. When the stress is not there anymore, you just know I'm fast and I've got this. Right?
Yes.
So Coach Charmaine, a very, very busy 2022 season. I mean, I think it's one of the best ways to kickstart track and field again. We are here. We are, awake. We are live. COVID is gone.
Yep.
We don't want any more COVID in our midst, We shun it away. And to start it off with a Twizza Super School Series and then move on to national championships. Further down in the year, we have Commonwealth champs, we have junior champs, we've got Africa champs, we've got world champs. How do we handle such a busy season from a coaching point of view?
Well, like you say, with COVID and that, we missed it. We really, really missed it and things like that. And even from us, from athletic point of view at school and that, we tell your athletes, don't go rugby, don't go hockey, don't go netball and that. Now when we can get it, we say to them, go and do everything, because you never know when when the opportunity is not going to be there anymore.
Yeah.
So for us, it's like, it's like heaven. We've got all these meets in front of us. Okay, there's more pressure that obviously comes with that. But now you've got to sort of sit down and decide, where do you go? Because, you can't peak for so many months and things like that. So you have to sort of work out, okay, which athlete, which is important here, which is important there, hold back here. Sometimes, on the high school side, it becomes a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
Luckily, we've got also quite a nice working system at school where I would say to the organisers there, because I'm an outside coach from the school, I would say, okay, these are the guys who are, anticipate they're going to provincials and to AGEs and to nationals and that. So can we hold back a little bit on that? When Tay was at school as well, it was so nice because they said to us, you run into high for us, but you don't have to run anything else because, you're going over here. So they were very, very accommodating and things like that. So if you have that kind of structure and you have that kind of backup, then you, okay. But then you have to look at, let's take Izandri, she's sitting here. So does Izandri, must she run? Yes, Twizza is important and Inter-High is important. But if you have smaller meetings and that, okay, perhaps let's manage it that you're not needed there, and we keep you for the bigger ones. And it's the same as my guys my senior athletes as well. We want to run. They want to run league because they haven't run for 2 years.
Yeah.
And you've got to stay and hold back and say, okay, you can't run every weekend because, come nationals and that, then it's,
You're done,
and then you've got those who are going to go past nationals and it's worlds and it's Commonwealth and whatever. So the whole thing just goes about managing as well. And, you were talking now about running that 300 a couple of years ago. You didn't get that opportunity and things like that. But maybe there's there was another opportunity for you. So you could have sat there and watched the others race and think, oh, geez, I could have taken that. But there's other opportunities as well. So, the athletes just got to know they can't do everything.
Yeah.
But obviously there's some, you you have provinces or you have institutions who are going to want you to run certain things, which you've got to commit to as well.
Yeah.
But the whole thing just goes about managing them and
True. That's very good. Management is very important. Knowing where your athlete should be, when your athlete should be there, so important. And periodization, which a lot of our school coaches still struggle with, but hopefully we'll win with that. In the end of the day. Izandri, I'm back at you. Do you get nervous every time I come back to you?
Yes.
No. We're just chatting, very calm. So, do you watch a lot of athletics?
I watch every athletics on TV.
The big meets.
Yes, the big meets.
And who is your favorite all-time athlete ever across the world? You don't have to say Alyssa Conley, it's fine.
I must think. It's very hard.
Very hard. Yourself, maybe? No?
No.
One day.
One day.
One day you'll be your favorite of all-time athlete. Any other sports that you watch?
Sometimes I watch the swimming, and sometimes at hockey, but most of the time athletics I watch.
And I think it's always important. I mean, you're a long distance athlete, or a middle distance. Sorry, let me not say long. And there's differences between what middle distance athlete needs to do, what sprinters need to do, what longer. What do you eat before a race day or on the race day?
I eat pasta.
Pasta. That's your go-to meal.
Yes.
What's your favorite pasta?
Any pasta.
Okay, Mom, please make sure there's pasta on the Twizza Super School Series final day so that Izandri can break that 2:11. Mom, we're counting on you, okay? Tell your mom you want pasta. Coach Charmaine, I think, I'm going to exploit having you here today. Like I said, I haven't spoken to many female coaches before, and I find it very important, trying to bridge the gap in female athlete development. A lot of the time we ask ourselves, where are the girls? Where are the girl sprinters? The boys are doing really well. We have a lot of boys running sub 10. I think the SA finals in the men's 100 meters is going to be hot this year. Like, everybody's going to be sitting there watching who's taking it, what's going to happen. How do we get our females to that point? What do we have to do? And I'm talking about maybe from a mentorship point of view, us that has been in track and field. What should we do?
I think it also really starts at a high school level, because if you at an athletics meeting and at the last event of the evening is the 100 for the under 19 boys, they make such a hoo-ha about it, and everybody, this is the race we've been waiting for. Okay, what about the poor females who've also just run the 100, and some of them are really, really quick there.
Yeah.
So it's going to have to start at a school level. Like I say, they blow up 100. Nothing wrong with it. I mean, I have guys I coach these guys and stuff, and it's very nice. Look at and I saw recently as well, Olympics as well also, the men's 100 final, that was the big thing. Okay, now we have these lady sprinters are coming with these amazing times. So they're getting more focus on them and things like that. So I really think at a sort of a school level, there needs to be fuss made of these people. It's going to take some time because everybody likes to watch the men running and they're quick and whatever, forgetting that there are ladies running quick. We talk about our SA, our 100th nationals this year. I mean, there's so many new ladies on the block as well. I think this is going to be a phenomenal year for our lady sprinters on the 100. So hopefully they can make that. Let the men run first and then the ladies after. Give them the attention.
That is such an interesting point. I've never ever thought of it like from that point of view. Like, it depends on how we market and advertise and hype up the race.
It is how you do it. I know there was the other day a coach was also saying, I think one of his females will go sub 11. We all us that train and see them training, like I'm sure they will, but make more fuss. Everything right now is which of our men is going to take it. Like, there are so many good ladies. I think it's a whole mental thing.
I mean, that gives me goosebumps that someone else is speaking about going sub 11. We're hoping to see it. We know we have one female that ran sub 11 ever in South Africa. So it's going to be quite interesting. If there's talks about it, that means things are happening.
Yes.
Which is very, very, very exciting. And I like that. Izandri, have you trained already today?
No.
You still have to go to training? Oh, yes. No. What's on the program for today?
We're just doing, I'm going, can I say stadig?
Slowly.
Slowly. Because we're running a race tomorrow, so we're not going to train very hard today.
Okay, is this a school race tomorrow?
Yes.
Perfect. Ladies, Thank you so much for coming through. It's been so awesome talking to you, Izandri. We are so proud of you and what you are doing so far in this year. We are excited to watch you at the Twizza Super School Series final on February the 19th at the Ramsar Stadium. Be there, guys. Apparently tickets are already sold out. I'm not sure if there's still tickets available, but if they aren't sold out, we got you covered. I mean, if they are sold out, we got you covered with the live streaming on Backtrack. And we're looking forward to see you there. We're back in your school. We hope that you guys do well, and we are proud that you already made the top 15.
Thank you.
And Coach, just to finish it off, I think from your point of view, just give the scholars and the athletes that are, preparing for the Twizza final, just give them a word of inspiration, encouragement before the final. It's a nerve-wracking thing, right?
No, it is. You know what? You just go and do your best. You're not going to disappoint anybody. You won't even disappoint yourselves. A lot of my athletes get very nervous before a race, and I'll say to them, who just won the last heat, or who just came last in the last heat? We don't know. I said, nobody cares. It goes about that person if they're happy. You just go out and make yourself proud, make the school proud. Whatever happens, the school is already proud because we're there. So just go and do your best. If it's a bad day, it's how you stand up and carry on that's going to count.
Yeah.
But from our side as coaches from the school, like we're we're just blessed to be there, and we're so amazed and we're so thankful and proud of our athletes who are actually there the day here.
That's amazing. Izandri, ek kom in bietjie Afrikaans weer. Gee die atlete 'n bietjie inspirasie en gees vir die Twizza Super School Series finaal.
Dit is inspirasie.
Ja.
Hulle moet hulle beste gee.
Gevreelde woorde.
Beste gee en soos jy op daai dag moet jy baie soos beste probeer gee, want jy hardloop in baie sterk kompetisie. So jy moet net soos alles gee daarso en soos net tevrede wees op jouself wat jy doen.
Baie dankie. Just like you heard it there, Izandri said, give your best and be happy with your best, because that is good enough. Thank you, ladies, for joining us today. Thank you to everybody watching. We are so excited for the Twizza Super School Series final on the 19th of February. We will see you there very soon. I'm Alyssa Conley. Goodbye.